What is up everyone, welcome to another video of Electric Invest, and what a week we have had in the market. If you're a short-term trader, it's definitely being a nightmare, but for the rest of us that are long-term investors, we need to always remember to keep a long-term horizon. And in this video we're going to be going over some of the most recent Tesla and Elon Musk related news, the returning of the full production in Giga Shanghai, a massive 30% expansion coming for Giga Berlin, yet again, more complaints about an environmental group in Germany asking for Tesla to completely get its license revoked, a new update from CATL battery supplier to Tesla, a new partnership between Tesla and SpaceX utilizing power packs, and last but not least, a new secured funding from Elon Musk to acquire Twitter. And we will end up talking a little bit about a few comments that Mr. Shorty McShorty Microsoft ended up making here about Elon Musk. But before we begin, I do want to say that if you enjoyed this video and you find it informative, consider subscribing to Electric Invest and hit the notification bell so that way you don't miss the next video. And with that being said, let's begin. So the first story we have over here is of Tesla adding more shifts to the Gigafactory in China to return to full production this month. This is tremendously great news coming right after almost or about an entire month that Giga Shanghai has been closed. And it has definitely been a concern of many investors, considering that it is definitely going to have an impact reflecting on the second quarter earnings coming up later this year. But the good thing about it is Elon Musk has reassured us in the first quarter earnings call that despite the lockdowns, Tesla is still on track of producing at least 1.5 million deliveries this 2022 year. That would be at least 50% growth. And this is the latest update right after Tesla ended up adding 8,000 employees in a closed-looped shift, which is when you couldn't leave the factory, but you were allowed to work and you had to sleep in the factory because the lockdowns in China have been so tremendous that if you are in a building, you're not allowed to leave. So the only options for the workers were either to stay at home and not get paid, or to have to stay in the factory. But the good thing about it is that now we're learning that the factory is poised to open fully very, very soon. We see over here in a memo that Tesla employees received that the new shifts plan to start on May 16th in order to ramp up production back to 2,600 vehicles per day. And I do want to add that at 2,600 vehicles per day from Shanghai, it will put the Gigafactory's annualized production capacity back to over 900,000 vehicles. That is essentially almost 1 million vehicles for this particular factory alone. And this news could not have come at any better time because we already know that Tesla stock has been hammered again with the market altogether, and obviously there's always going to be Tesla short sellers taking any opportunity they can to criticize the company, and we definitely needed to hear some type of catalyst to help Tesla investors reassure that they're not just holding a bag, they're actually holding a company that actually executes. How about that, Gordon Johnson? But what do you guys think about this news? Let me know in the comment section below. Now moving along to the next story, this comes from RBB24, and this article says the Giga Berlin in Germany is going to be expanding yet again to about 100 hectares, and I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, which is an expansion of over 30% of the current site. And RBB ended up providing this schematics showing the future purchase area, as you guys can see shaded in red over here, and it's going to be to the east side of the factory. Now, it is not clear yet what this expansion is going to be for, but we're going to be finding out pretty soon. We can also speculate that this is going to be an additional production building site for Tesla to help Giga Berlin in the future be able to ramp up to 2, 3, and even 4 million vehicle deliveries per year. And purchasing the land right next to the factory was the best choice of actions here, and it is definitely much easier to acquire land right next to the existing Gigafactory in Germany than it would be to purchase land somewhere else in Germany or in Europe and go through the whole bureaucracy and politics all over again. One important detail they added is that citizens and associations can also send their questions and comments because basically 100 hectares of land, like the previous Tesla site, are in a water protection area. A lot of discussion could arise. Overall, it should be at least June 2023 before Tesla can start construction. There are also pine trees on this area. And he says that if Tesla falls, the company will have to plant new trees in this area. Now, I'm pretty sure that Tesla can handle this because obviously Tesla has the capital and the know-how to handle the environmental impact of its new constructions just the way that they did with the previous construction of the Giga Berlin over the past couple of years. But we already know that environmental groups are definitely going to be picking a bone on this one. And speaking about environmental groups, there's a news story that came out a couple of days ago, specifically because of these environmental groups in Germany, and they basically were asking for Tesla and Giga Berlin's operating license to be revoked after a paint leak. Can you believe that? Revoked. That is actually quite a bit of an escalation there, but let's continue. So in the article over here from Electric, after learning of a significant paint leak, now, I do want to say, take this with a grain of salt because the word significant here may not be as significant as you guys may think, and let me show you why. RBB24 ended up reporting that according to the State of Environmental Agency and the Lower Order Spree Water Authority, 15,000 liters of paint mixture leaked out in the Tesla plant shop on April 11. However, it was pumped out by a disposal company, and when loading, 2 to 3 liters ran into the access road and were bound. The liquid is considered slightly hazardous to water. So this is very interesting right here. Slightly hazardous to water. I do want to point out that I can think of so many more chemicals and damaging pesticides that a lot of people are still using in farms, including in places in Germany. Maybe not all, but I do want to highlight over here that the state reported that it does claim that the paint did not get into the sewage system or underground. But nonetheless, the Green League is speaking for the license of Tesla in Giga Berlin to be revoked until Tesla paves some unpaved areas around the paint shop to help prevent hazardous materials from entering the aquifer. So if any of you have been aware and following the Giga Berlin process and the politics and the environmental group outcries that has been going on over there in Germany, you have seen that they take any little thing and blow it out of proportion to basically stop Tesla. Now, don't misunderstand me. I do understand the environmental implications here. Having a little bit of paint that could be slightly hazardous to the water supply is definitely important. I understand maybe giving Tesla a fine. I understand maybe making Tesla and force Tesla to pave areas near the paint shop. That's totally understandable. But when you go ahead and you say that you want to revoke the license just because of something that didn't actually cause any type of environmental issue, right after actually causing so much pain to Tesla over the last couple of years when Tesla was trying to build Giga Berlin, saying that Tesla couldn't cut down the trees near the site. Let me remind you that those trees were planted as a tree farm. It was basically a monoculture of trees. There were pine trees. There was no diversification. The only animals living there were just a few animals in the area that Tesla also took care of, but they also made an outcry to stop Tesla from building Giga Berlin over there. And every single time there's some type of news going around, they want to shut it down. And that's why I take it with a grain of salt every time I read stories like this, because every time you read into them, you see, okay, you are actually aiming to shut down Tesla when all you have to do is just investigate and probably fine them for whatever issue you think that they created. You don't have to shut them down. Tesla is an environmental company, just like the group that you're trying to portray. And Tesla is definitely in the best interest to protect the environment, including the immediate impact that the factories can create in the local environments in which they are. Tesla is a global company. So I don't know. I mean, I digress. I wouldn't find it surprising if there's some other motives, maybe some deep-pocketed company who is in competition with Tesla. I don't know. I don't want to name names. I'm not making any claims. I'm just saying most of the time, if you follow the money, you find the truth. But what do you guys think about this story? What do you guys think about the 30% expansion in Giga Berlin? What do you think about the environmental groups trying to constantly shut down Tesla? And do you expect this new expansion to also have a lot of issues because of these same environmental groups? Let me know in the comment section below. Before we move to the next story, we see that the battery giant Tesla supplier CATL falls on limited profits due to higher material costs. Now, before we continue into the details of the article, I want to show you this graph right here. This is the visualized graph of what's going on with the prices in lithium. So they have more than doubled in literally just a year. Keep in mind, this is not years, this is months. This is 2022. This is March, which is the end of the data. And this is May of 2021. So roughly 1 year of data. So we can see over here that lithium has risen tremendously. Right over here we see 70% right now. At one point it was almost 200%, which is insane. It is insane to think about. But let me explain to you a little bit of context as to why Tesla is still going to be able to handle this inflationary period when it comes to this material. In the first quarter of the earnings call, we learned that Tesla was actually indeed confirming that the reason why their prices have been increasing, 5 to 10 grand across the entire lineup of Tesla, was specifically due to the understanding of this markup. They actually admitted that they saw the trend going up and they wanted to hedge against this inflation before the rest of the sector. And as a Tesla investor, this is extremely important to understand. Yes, the prices of nickel have gone up, but Tesla prices have also increased over 20 to 30%. Now, is it close to the nickel price? No, but Tesla has had one of the highest margins of over 30%. And if you give me a moment to explain a little further, just to show you, utilizing this same graph and pretending that it's not about nickel, but if it was instead about Tesla's impact to this type of prices, Tesla's impact should have gone up like this. But when in reality, what happened is they ended up raising the prices, making the impact a bit more like this. So yes, Tesla is being impacted a little bit by the prices, but remember, they keep raising the prices of their vehicles and it keeps maintaining their margins. And you might probably say, well, for how long can they keep doing this? Well, let me tell you, the short answer is quite simply pretty much indefinitely, because you see, the trend when it comes to Tesla's demand is almost endless. Tesla has a lot of demand when it comes to the vehicles. When people compare Teslas to the competition, they end up saying, well, they have higher density, they have more mileage, they're more compatible, they're faster, they're sportier, they make more sense economically. They're just better overall. And so the demand continues to move up, the prices continue to move up of Teslas, maintaining the margins even though the price of the materials go up, making it a little more flat for the bottom line of Tesla. So I just wanted to explain that a little bit before I continued, because I know that a lot of people may probably see these headlines and just get so overwhelmed thinking, oh my God, Tesla can't continue. Trust me, they will continue to be okay. And I do want to add over here that in this report, they ended up explaining that its hedging in nickel futures had a small impact on its business and that prices of some raw materials have risen more than it expected. However, take a look at this thing right here. Compared to 2008 prices, the price of nickel has just started trading below 30,000 per ton after 3 months of trading over this level, which the material hadn't achieved since 2008. And we can see that in the graph right here. And the reason for that is because of new expansion in new mining processes for nickel throughout the world. And this expansion is gonna continue. Remember, but a lot of mining companies for nickel are starting to wake up. They're starting to open. They're starting to expand. We're finding new and more efficient ways to create nickel, which is very important for batteries for electric cars. And that is why we see a little bit of a correction in the inflation. And Tesla will continue to hedge accordingly. So that is just something that I wanted to explain to you guys before you come up with any conclusions. But I do want to know what you guys think. Am I wrong? I mean, it's okay if you guys disagree with me, if you have more information than I do, and you have a better understanding of the economics of this than I do, then by all means, please educate me and write in the comment section below. I would love to learn something new from you guys and also see what your thoughts are. Now, moving along over here with the partnership with Tesla and SpaceX, we see that Tesla is to supply up to 8 megawatt hours of power packs for SpaceX Starbase solar farm. Now, this is just yet another way that we see that Tesla and SpaceX are conjoined, which is one of the reasons why Tesla is so valuable. It's not just because of the fact that they're executing or the future prospects of the electrification business. It's also because of the fact that they have partnerships with SpaceX. We learn more details that they say that the expansion underway with construction is expected to take place over 2 years in all. And it would add 750 kilowatts of power for a total of 1.6 megawatt hours of energy and an additional battery system building up to 8 megawatt hours of storage, the document said. Now, why is this important? Well, Starbase in Texas is the site that they use for SpaceX, for the launches. This is very important because, as you guys already know, Starbase in Texas is at the coast, and it is very, very susceptible to hurricanes and any type of, storm surges. And not only that, if we learn anything from what happened about a year ago in Texas with the big freeze, where power was gone for days, having this additional power pack installation is going to help the continuation of SpaceX operations. Let me also remind you guys that when we had the first human launch to the International Space Station from SpaceX, there was also another partnership in which SpaceX ended up transporting the astronauts on 2 Model X's from Tesla, and this was tremendous free publicity to Tesla. The entire world, not just the country, the entire world was watching this live, and when they saw these 2 astronauts getting into these futuristic Falcon Wing door vehicles, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people that hadn't heard about Tesla were asking themselves, oh, what is this? This looks like a spaceship. This is so futuristic. Is this science fiction? Well, no, it's not. It's reality, and it was amazing. And so these back and forth partnerships between Tesla and SpaceX is yet another strength, in my opinion, that Tesla has specifically. There's no other automaker that can get free publicity just like that from SpaceX or be able to be responsible for the continuation of operations of such a company. But what do you guys think about this partnership? Do you see this as a Tesla strength specifically as a long-term Tesla investors? Let me know in the comment section below. And last but not least, we have the last story over here that I want to talk about is related to Elon Musk buying Twitter and securing right now $7.1 billion in equity financing for the takeover of Twitter. Now, this is very, very important. Elon Musk ended up making a holdings company, which is going to be able to have funding from different investors, but it is still going to be 100% controlled by Elon Musk. Tesla investors will likely be very happy because new equity financing means less equity financing coming directly from Elon Musk, which we already know that he only gets by, selling Tesla stock. And over here in this chart, you can see the investors for this $7.1 billion acquisition. And a couple of names stand out over here. We see Barron over here, which is a billionaire Tesla bull that I have mentioned in this channel before. I'm sure some of the people in the Tesla community know him. But the other name that's very interesting is Binance, which ended up contributing $500 million. And the reason why this stands out for me so much is because of the fact that Binance, as you guys know, is a crypto company. And there's no way that they would be sticking their finger in this endeavor if it wasn't because they were trying to somehow integrate some type of crypto into Twitter. This is something that it is just a speculation of mine, but it is very interesting to see Binance, a crypto company, a major crypto company, dipping their toes to help Elon Musk buy Twitter. I'm pretty sure that they would want something out of that $500 million. And could this mean that they're definitely going to be having some in-app purchases or some type of Twitter exchange utilizing cryptocurrency? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. And in the same topic, I want to end it over here with some ridiculous remarks from Bill Gates questioning Elon Musk's intentions, saying that Elon could make Twitter worse. And I read this article. There was not a lot of information here. It was basically just more mumbo jumbo explaining that because of the fact that conservatives, people like Donald Trump and other people on the left are definitely going to take this opportunity to come back to the platform. And if they don't, it will definitely still be a bad scenario for Twitter. But I tend to disagree with Bill Gates over here because obviously Elon has no financial incentive over here. It is purely all about free speech. I think the only personal vendetta that Elon could have is basically just protecting his own Twitter account, which now is almost at 90 million followers, and he just doesn't want to get shut down. He's not very spread out through social media. He's mostly just a Twitter user. He's one of the largest Twitter users in the world, and he just wants to see free speech. He doesn't want to see the world get into this totalitarian, regime, just like they have in China, where you can't even speak anything. And everything has to be very, very censored. Another comment that Bill Gates says that shorting Tesla isn't hurting the environment. Now, I am not going to lie to you. I am not paying to, learn about the drama over here. That's why I didn't, check it out. But the headline alone says it all. I mean, even if I read the article, it's still going to be saying the same doo-doo. We already know that Bill Gates is shorting Tesla. This has been public for quite some time right now, which is very hypocritical because Bill Gates is very openly vocal when it comes to being an environmentalist, when it comes to speaking about the world and what we need to do to be more sustainable, not just when it comes to climate change, but also when it comes to vaccine and viruses and other topics as well. And Elon, like the savage he is, he ended up saying, no, I'm gonna call you out because you're still shorting Tesla. And this was a big headline a week ago because it basically exposed the hypocritical aspect of Bill Gates. And he's saying that it doesn't hurt the environment. I like to disagree. I mean, if you short Tesla stock, you could potentially hurt Tesla's bottom line. That's what you're doing. You do not believe in Tesla and you're actually trying to hurt it. How much are you going to hurt it? I don't know. I mean, Bill Gates is a billionaire. He does have a little bit of an influence in the market. He is a quote-unquote he's a quote-unquote big pocket. But at the end of the day, we already know that Tesla is going to end up, we already know that that's not going to hurt Tesla in the long run. As long-term investors, we look into Tesla for more of a long-term horizon. It is something that we know is going to end up being better at the end of the day. Obviously, right now with the microenvironment that we see, Tesla has been hammered. It's just been constantly up and down. You know, I mean, just yesterday we had almost 5% up, and then all of a sudden, right now we have we lost all of that and more. And as of the time of recording this video, it is 6 in the morning Eastern time in the US. So, you know, obviously, maybe Tesla went up by the time you saw this video. But I just wanted to point out that it's just volatility in the market due to the macro environment with inflation. Tesla as a company and Tesla the stock are two different things. And if you disagree with me, that's okay. If you're in Tesla just to trade it up and down, that's okay too. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions. I personally am a long-term investor and I'm here for the long run. And I believe that Tesla is just starting, as you guys can see. But anyway, what do you guys think about this video? What do you think about the news that I've discussed in this video about the expansion in Giga Berlin? Do you think that this is going to be a problem with the environmental groups? Like always, what do you think about the shenanigans with Bill Gates and Elon Musk? What about the partnership that Tesla has with SpaceX and its ability to positively help Tesla? And what do you think about the Twitter acquisition and the funding and the possible cryptocurrency being used on Twitter in the future? Just a speculation, but what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful and informative and you haven't subscribed already, consider subscribing to Electric Invest and hit the notification bell so that way you don't miss the next video. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.